especially your kids get older, to keep an eye on everything.
Absolutely. And Dr. Laura Saunders is joining us now to talk more about drug use with our teens, and are they using them, and what can we do to find out, look out for? Dr. Laura Saunders, it's a pleasure to see you.
Hello, friends, and happy Wednesday.
Before we begin, we have a lovely picture of you and I at the Hartford. There it is, the Hartford Red and White Gala. Red and Black Gala, pardon me.
Red and Black Gala.
I said it just...
We saw each other in person. It was beautiful.
It was really beautiful to see you in person, not through Zoom, and it was great to see you.
I got a picture, too, and it's just not up there, but we were so wonderful to see you and the cute horses. So, polo for a cause.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're turning our attention to kids and drugs. It's never an easy subject to talk about, but we're talking about it today.
Yes, and I got some of this information from my friend and colleague, Dr. Craig Allen, who's the medical director at Rushford and VP of Addiction Services for the Behavioral Health Network. He's our addiction guru, so he shared some information with me that I'm sharing with you. So here's the thing. It's coming up into the summer. Teens are going to have a lot more free time. They're going to be hanging out with friends for the first, without hopefully much in the way of restrictions for the last couple of years. Sometimes they can make poor decisions. They can get involved in things that are not really helpful for them and start trying substances, which is, a lot of a peer experience.
Yeah.
So we get concerned as parents. We know repeated drug use can lead to changes in the brain that once you keep using, it makes it hard for the individual to stop.
Yeah, so you came with the top 5 things that we need to be on the lookout. Number 1, a change in their friend group.
Yes, so all of a sudden they're hanging out with someone new, or they've said something like, oh yeah, I'm going over Johnny's house, and you're like, you haven't talked about this person ever. So now they're all of a sudden hanging out with a new friend group. They seem to have ditched other friends. There's a change in their energy and their interests, right? They're really low energy or really high energy. So there's a change in energy and interest, which seems odd. A change in behaviors. So there's something about their behavior that seems different. They want to sleep all day and they want to stay up all night. Seems like they're hiding a lot more in the room. They used to come out a lot more. You might start finding things missing. Cash, items from the house, credit cards, things like that.
Not good.
So that, because they might be selling it, or, the question is, how are they getting these drugs? That's a lot of parents be like, well, how could they get it? I mean, where would they know to get? Is it pretty easy for kids who want it to find it?
So this is what's interesting. So I work with teens, most of the time, teens and young adults. And it's interesting to me the changes that have happened over the last 10, 15, 20 years. Whereas I would say a lot of teens and young adults are much more involved with marijuana than they are alcohol. I've worked with a lot of teens who say, alcohol, I hate the taste of that. But they do engage in a lot of marijuana use. In my day, it was called smoking pot. Now they say smoking weed. But so there's a lot more marijuana out there. Marijuana is legal in Connecticut, but it's not legal for anyone under 21. And like any substance, you need to be very careful about how it affects you and how it interacts with your well-being. What I tell young people all the time is, if you have an underlying mood or anxiety disorder, substance use only worsens that. I know there's, the young people tell me anecdotes all the time about how, my friends smoke weed every day, or they do this every day. But for a lot of people, it really, really negatively affects your behavior. It worsens anxiety. It affects your sleep. And I know people do it to ease some emotional pain, but it has a really negative side effect.
All right.
I know we're out of time, and we want to talk about some of the questions that we'll ask as parents, but I'm just going to give the phrases. I'm concerned, I found, I'm worried, don't accuse, they might shut down. Next week we'll talk about vaping. Some teens don't think that's any big deal either. Doctor, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, good to see you, and it was good to see you again on Sunday.
Yes.
Your hair looked amazing.
Thank you.
It makes her, we talked about that. That makes her very happy. It does look amazing. I like the new highlights.
All right.